Live
There
weather
you
from the
go.
airport.
It all depends on how cold it's going to be.
From the runway. Hey, that's up to you. You create the weather, they say.
Of course, a great weather weekend across the region, and starting at least the work week on a similar note as well. A little cool in the morning, afternoons turning out beautiful. Live view from Carbondale. Looking back towards the north this morning, we've got the temperature there now down to 41 degrees. Winds calm. Actually, the airport in Carbondale reporting a little bit of patchy fog. That is possible in a few low-lying areas. Still shouldn't be too much of a concern here as we start off your work week. 50 degrees currently in Mount Vernon, still 49 in Harrisburg, 45 in Cape, 48 at this hour in Paducah. Where you see the cooler temperatures, we're talking about Carbondale down to 41. That means that cold air is dense. It's sunk into some of those low-lying spots, and once again could result in some patchy fog in a few spots. Cape Girardeau could also see some of that, especially just south of town. Great fall weather in store for us once again today. Lots of blue sky. Temperatures running pretty close to average for this time of year. We'll continue to warm back up. In fact, the middle of the week really turns out to be somewhat warm, even hot in some areas as we make our way towards Wednesday and Thursday. It's out ahead of another cold front, though. That next cold front arrives as we make our way Thursday night into Friday, and it is quite a cold front. There's potential for frost even in our forecast. Though what's left of the Hurricane Ian this morning making its way off the East Coast, it has become what we call a post-tropical cyclone, and what it does is actually bringing in now some cooler air behind it, and of course producing lots of wet weather into parts of northeastern U.S. That's moving away from us. All is quiet right across the middle of the country. Great weather once again in store for us. We'll warm up pretty quickly once the sun comes up this morning. Afternoon temperatures likely to top off across the area into the lower 70s in southern Illinois, upper 70s into the Missouri Boot Heel, and there will be a northeast wind. Saw some of those burn bands. Still not a great time to be doing any type of burning with as dry as we are. We really could use some rain, but there's not much of it out there. Tomorrow morning, waking up sunny skies, temperatures into the lower 40s, and then tomorrow afternoon we'll keep the sunshine around. Lower 70s for highs along I-64, mid to upper 70s elsewhere. Once again, pretty close to average for this time of year. Big cold front set to arrive towards the end of the week. This is some of the coldest air we have seen so far this season, likely arriving Friday into Saturday. So check out temperatures starting to warm up near 80 on Wednesday, lower, possibly mid 80s by Thursday. Here's the big change, though. Behind that cold front, that's a high temperature on Friday. Only in the lower 60s if you were hoping for some wet weather. Not much of it, though. Next 7 days keeping us dry. And if we go beyond that 6 to 10 day rainfall outlook, also keeping much of our region well below average on wet weather. 63 for a high on Friday. Here we go for the chance for some frost. It would be Saturday morning potentially, and then again Sunday morning. We're talking low temperatures back into the mid 30s. Afternoon highs in the 60s is coming up this weekend. We'll quickly bounce back early next week into the mid 70s.
All I can think about is getting through this weekend, though.
Well, we've already seen some frost. We had some of that last week. It is getting to be close to that time of year.
About that time.
I'll tell you who's excited. Bow hunters.
That's right.
It's starting
See?
to trend in the right direction.
I'm excited.